guys, Larissa with BeCozi is here. Today we will talk about how you need to care about your Merino wool blanket. So you received this beautiful Merino wool blanket and you are in love with it, but what you need to know before you start using it. So first of all, you need to realize that this is the most unusual blanket you have ever bought, because this is a blanket that you cannot find in any retail store for this reason, because it's a luxury material, unusual new material for the market, and it needs a very special care. Merino wool is very unusual fiber, especially for the blanket. As I said, it will be very unusual blanket, the most unusual you have ever bought. So you need to care about it in a special way too. Watch this video, share it with your friends, especially those who are interested in knitting or making a blanket or buying a blanket, because it's very important that you would know this information before you make this purchase. First thing you need to know that Merino wool, as any other wool, can be shedding. So, and the other thing you need to know, the older Merino wool is, the less shedding is. So when you receive your blanket, if it was made from a freshly dyed Merino wool, it will be shedding. So what can you do about shedding? Let's see. First of all, such simple thing as patting your Merino wool blanket. So when you pat it like you would your favorite cat, you are felting the wool. And when you're felting it a little bit, it will stop shedding as much. So it's easy to do, just pat your blanket. Another thing you can do, if you have any flyaways or some peeling on the blanket, like I have on this one is a little bit younger wool, so you might see there is some peeling here. So what you need to do, you just take a scissors and carefully cut them. Do not pull them, just carefully cut them. And then again, you can pat the wool, and this will tuck in the fibers. The fibers will not be as shedding. Another thing you can do to decrease the shedding, just simply have it dry cleaned. A lot of people are asking if blanket can be washed. It's not recommended to wash this blanket. Saying that, Merino wool can still be washed, but you need to realize that it is not that washing that we get used to. It cannot be washed in a washing machine, and it cannot be washed if it's heavier than 3 pounds. The small blanket, like this one I have here, it's a baby blanket in 2 colors, pearl white and gray. This one can be washed because it's only 2 pounds, but again, it's a very special way. This way is soaking the blanket in a cold water in a bathtub. Merino wool needs very little cleaning because it's kind of like self-cleaning material. What you need to do, you just need to add 1 little drop of soap-friendly water to the bathtub with cold water. Place the blanket there and soak it there for 30 minutes. So as I said, small items, like for example this seat cushion, they can be soaked in a cold water to clean them. So we have cold water here, and we're adding some of the wool-friendly soap, just a little bit, and then you put your item in the cold water, make it wet. If it's a little scarf, a big scarf, a seat cushion, something that is under 3 pounds, that's something that you can wash this special way. No washing machine, no dryer, because that will destroy the wool. So here you made it wet, and then leave it this way for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, what you're doing, you are just basically squeezing water out gently. Take water out, squeeze it out, and then you pour clean water in a bathtub or sink. Then you put your item in the water again, and you just press it gently again to get rid of the soap. Then again squeeze water out gently, and then what you will need to do, you will need to let it dry. You put it on the towel. Have the surface ready where you will put your washed item. It will be a towel. And then what you're doing, you're grabbing your item and placing it on the towel and lay it flat to dry. It will take a lot of time, guys. You need to realize it, because this wool is very thick. It will take a while. So if you have an access to the sun, you can put it on the sun, and then it will take much shorter time. So this little piece over here, I already soaked it in cold water, and then I dried it, and drying it takes some time. You need to realize that. So this one, you can see it's a little bit felted already, because water is felting wool, and if it's a cold water, it will felt it, semi-felted, not felted completely. The hot water will felt it completely, and it will be hard and really looking different than not felted wool. So this one is not as shady. There won't be any peels or flyaways because it's semi-felted. So the best way of caring for your new super chunky merino wool blanket will be dry cleaning. After the first dry cleaning, the fibers of the wool will tuck in, and it will not be as shedding. And again, as I mentioned before, the older wool becomes, the less shedding. Like this blanket, this beautiful mint green blanket, is 2 months old, and there is no any shedding here. You need to realize that some wools can be a little bit more shady and some a little bit less. It depends on the wool or on the shape. This blanket is on sale now. It's only $159. It's a small throw, 35 by 40, and look for it in the clearance section. Also, this baby blanket will be on sale too. It's only $49. So if you need a small baby blanket, head out to our clearance section. In my next video, I will show you how to care about merino wool before you start knitting, because it's also important to have it prepared in the correct way before you start your super chunky knitting. So watch my next video next week, and stay warm and be cozy.